Sorry for contacting you 2 days in a row, Kev. Are you free now?
Yeah, I just got off from work. What's up?
Just wanted to talk about Mom's will. We decided on how we wanted to settle everything, right? Now we have to go and do the paperwork for it. I was planning on doing that tomorrow. But before I do that, I want to reconfirm and finalize everything.
Oh, about how we're splitting things? Yeah, I'm fine with what we decided earlier.
So we decided that I'm going to take the real estate and you're going to take the money. Did I get that right?
By real estate, it's just the house and the property that it's on, right? That property the house is on isn't worth much. The location is also not ideal. Too far into the countryside. I definitely don't want it.
Well, that's a bit harsh. That place is full of memories with Mom. It's not only about money.
What about the memories? That place is in need of repair. After the renovations, it'll look completely different. So it doesn't even matter.
The foundation has been chewed on by pests. It would be safer to rebuild it. The house was starting to shake a bit.
Right? It's already aged. It looks different from when we were kids. All those bars and senior assistant stuff they put up in there is no use to us. You're still living there, so I'm sure it'll be more valuable to you.
Yes, that is true. You're 100% sure about this.
Yeah, whatever. I prefer the money over the house. You're still single, so it doesn't matter as much to you, but I certainly want the money.
You're being harsh again. It was the property that Mom and Dad left for us. You should be more grateful.
You say that, but you're the one that's happy that I'm not taking the house, right? You're an old maid, so if I took the house, you'll definitely make a fuss about it.
Don't act like you're taking the moral ground. If you keep this attitude up, Kelly will hate you.
Relax, I wouldn't talk to Kelly this way. Kelly's parents also have a house, and her parents are planning on giving it to her. So I definitely don't need Mom's house.
If you're fine with that, then okay. That's all. I'm going to file the paperwork then.
Go ahead. Mom was Mom to the end. She should have been more detailed and specific in her will. Now we're the ones stuck with sorting it out ourselves.
There you go again. She needed assistance near the end of her life. But you wouldn't know that because you never came to visit. Her awareness was fading too. She didn't have the time to do it.
She should have done it before she reached that stage. It's already been decided that Kelly will get the house. But she also has an older brother that might make things difficult. We should ask her parents to hurry up and write it in their will.
Oh my God, stop it. You're not related to them by blood, so keep your mouth closed. Ugh, it's not even funny as a joke. You're being so insensitive.
I'm just saying. You know, anger multiplies wrinkles. If you keep up your attitude, you're not only gonna sound like an old grandma, but you'll look like one too.
Ugh, whose fault is it that I'm angry? You're not a child anymore. You should know the difference between what is appropriate or inappropriate to say.
Yeah, big sis, sure thing. You've always been good at lecturing me. Anyway, are we done dealing with the inheritance? I'm leaving all the boring paperwork to you.
I'm going to need you to sign a few things. I'll let you know when the papers are ready for you to do that.
Got it.
Oh, and also, this will officially make me owner of the house now, but this will always be your home too. Come visit whenever you want.
Yeah, sure. Man, I feel bad that you're growing old in your parents' house. I'll check up on you once in a while.
Yeah, you have my thanks.
Michelle, sorry for bothering you suddenly. There's something I need to talk to you about.
Oh, wow. You texted me, Kelly. That's surprising. Did you have a fight with Kevin?
No, it's nothing like that.
Oh, what's wrong? If there's anything I can do, I will. You can tell me anything.
Okay. This might come out of nowhere for you, but could you give your house to us?
I'm sorry, what? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I want to live in that house with Kevin. Could you leave so that we can move in?
No, I get what you said. Why are you suddenly bringing this up? Haven't you talked to Kevin about this? He was completely on board with me getting the house a few weeks ago.
You know how I was supposed to inherit my parents' house, right?
Yes, Kevin did mention that. What about it?
Well, I won't be the one inheriting it after all.
So you won't be getting the house?
Yes. My parents said they want to give it to my brother instead. They said they can't give it to me.
Hold on. I have a question. Why did you think that you were going to inherit the house in the first place? Did your parents promise you the house or something?
Well, it wasn't really put into words. My parents have always loved me more than they loved my brother. It was common knowledge. So I thought that they would give the house to me instead of him.
So you just had that assumption? You never actually had that conversation with them? Sounds like you totally had the wrong idea.
I really was supposed to get the house. But my father hasn't been well lately. My brother and his wife moved in to help him. So now my parents said they will give him the house. You and Kevin haven't helped your father? I think it would be better for your inheritance if you did. I can't. I would have to change his diaper, you know. And also help him to go to the toilet and so many other things. I can't even think about it. Even if it's my father, that's disgusting.
Okay then. I don't think your parents made a mistake in their decision. If I were your parents, I would give the house to your brother too.
My brother is doing all of this just for the house. Does his ulterior motives make him right?
I mean, I would think his main reason for doing that isn't to get the house. It's because your father needs the extra care and he's stepping up. Even if you are their child, and as you said, they always loved you more, I imagine they would want to give back to the people that helped them in their time of need.
To the point of prioritizing that person over their precious daughter? He's trying to gain points with them. He's sideswiping me. What he's doing is no different from a thief. It's so unfair. And that's why I need you to help us out here.
Your parents' wealth isn't automatically yours. He's not sideswiping you. I think you should change your perspective about what's actually going on here. Besides, getting an inheritance doesn't depend on a point system. I'm sure your brother is just worried about your father.
If it's impossible for me, there's no way my brother can do it. He's certainly doing it for the house.
Oh, really? All right, I understand what's going on. You've made yourself pretty clear. You've misjudged your situation with your parents, and now you want me to give up my side of my parents' inheritance because of it?
That's right. You're still single, right? You really don't need such a big house like that.
Me being single doesn't dictate whether I need this house or not. It's totally irrelevant. Anyway, the house is mine because my brother and I talked about it. He said so many times that he didn't want it. Now he's changing his mind? You guys were the ones that wanted the money instead.
We needed it to pay off the debts. There's not much left to that money. It's the same as not getting any money at all.
What? Debt? Are you kidding me? You got a pretty big sum of money, and you've already used most of it?
Well, Kevin and I had a lot of debt when we were single. So we used all the money to repay it all. Even though we've received all that money, there's nothing left. We're in a pinch right now.
I can't believe this. What were you guys thinking? That was the money that my parents left.
Well, don't get me wrong. We were grateful to have received it. I'm sure your mom would be happy that we spent her money.
Oh, goodness, my head hurts. What did Kevin say? Not only about the money, but about me giving up this house. He knows, right?
It isn't fair that even though you're single, you received such a big house to live in by yourself. That's what he said.
Oh, yeah? I hate to admit it, but that sounds like something he would say.
We're expecting a baby soon, too. It would be better for us, a family of 3, than a single woman to live in that house alone. I think your mom would be happier with that decision, don't you think?
Baby? Kelly, you're pregnant?
No, not yet at least. But Kevin and I have talked about starting a family soon. We're expecting to expect. We're trying right now to have a baby.
Oh, that's too much information, but oh gosh, you guys really don't plan that far ahead. You just told me you have no money, and yet you're thinking about starting a family? I'm not just going to let you have the house because it's convenient for you.
Well, if we wait until I'm pregnant, it's going to be hard on us to move. That's why it's better for everyone to do it now, so it'll be easier.
It'll only be easier for you. You're just thinking about yourselves. This all has nothing to do with me. Don't get me involved in any of this.
But you're the one who said that Kevin could go back whenever he wanted. I'm not saying anything unreasonable.
I've had enough. That's not what I meant, and you both know it. Talking to you has given me a migraine.
I'm glad you can see things from our side. So, when will you be moving out? We're all ready to leave the place that we're living in now. If you could do it as soon as possible, that would be great.
I can't believe you're asking this. That's it. I've heard enough. Do you know what? Just to get you off my back, I'll do what you say. Lucky for me, I do have a place that I can go to. I'll leave the house, like you want.
Wow! Oh, thank you so much. But really, the house should go to the son in any family. So you're doing the right thing.
Is that so?
Be sure to take all your stuff with you when you leave. It's just going to get in the way, and I don't want to have to go through the trouble of throwing it all out.
Sure. I'll be the one to get rid of anything that I don't need. Is that good for you?
Yes, that is. Michelle, you're ready to move out, right? We're moving in next week, so could you please get out?
Next week. The week is almost over. This is a little too sudden.
You said that you have a place already, so the timing shouldn't be a problem. We also have plans, you know. We can't accommodate to your needs. I'd like to make this transition as soon as possible.
Right. Well, I already have everything ready, so it isn't a problem.
That saves us. Can you give an exact date?
Yeah, sure. I'm leaving tomorrow. They are demolishing it the day after tomorrow. I won't get in your way, so do what you want.
Huh? Wait a minute. Demolishing it? Like, as in it's gonna be destroyed? What do you mean?
Oh, did you forget? You're the one that said that I need to get rid of all my stuff. Well, I can't take the whole house with me. In case you've forgotten, the house is legally mine, you know. You said it would be annoying to have to get rid of my stuff, right? So I got rid of the whole house for you.
What? What are you talking about?
I don't know when you guys decided that you wanted the house, but I've been planning on rebuilding the house for a while now.
Are you kidding me? So that means the house?
I wanted the house to be perfect for Mom. I wanted to make sure she had no problems getting around. I did some small renovations on the house to make it easier for her. That was when she decided to transfer the house to my name after she passed. I am the sole owner of that house.
And yet you decided to tear it down? I don't believe you. You're lying.
Nope, but I don't care if you believe me or not. It's the truth. Well, to be more concise, the land did belong to my mother. So the only thing I inherited was the land.
But when you guys were talking about the will, that discussion of ownership never came up.
If you guys had decided to take the land, I would have given the house to you, with no strings attached. I figured it wasn't something that needed to be brought up.
That's why you were trying to trick us. Don't you think you've gone too far?
No, I don't think that at all. We have everything about the inheritance on record. All that information was written down. But you guys only had money on your mind. I guess you didn't read it properly, did you?
What you did to us is horrendous. We don't have a house to live in. We've already canceled our lease. What are you going to do about it?
I don't plan to do anything about it. I said that I was planning on giving you the house if you guys wanted the property. But if you guys want more than what was willed to you, then that's another thing.
What are we supposed to do with an empty plot of land? Did you not understand? I told you already. We have nothing left of the money that was inherited. We have no need for just land. It's just a pile of dirt without a house.
You got all the money that my mom and dad left. On top of that, you want my portion of the inheritance too? That is too audacious. There's a limit on how spoiled you can be.
We already canceled the lease for the apartment that we are living in. We're not going to have a place to live soon. Don't you have a conscience? It doesn't bother you that you're practically throwing us out onto the street? Help us, please. We're desperate here.
You brought this all on yourselves. I don't pity you guys at all.
Don't say that. Don't be so heartless. Even though we're in-laws, we're still sisters. Don't abandon us. You can't do that. Please.
You plan to have children, right? If you're going to be a mother, don't think of relying on others for help. You should be trying to find ways to help others. You can't be this selfish when you have a child. If you can't do that, don't even talk about becoming a mother.
Michelle, I heard everything from Kelly. Is it true that you're tearing the house down?
Yeah, it's true. I told Kelly exactly what I'm about to tell you. I'll give you guys the land for free, no strings at all. You two can do whatever you want with it.
This is serious. Stop making this into some sick joke. How could you tear down the house without consulting me? That house isn't only yours.
You're the one that said that the house has no value. And actually, yes, the house is very much only mine. Now that Mom isn't here anymore, the house was mine on paper and in name. I'm the only one who gets to decide what to do with it. I don't need to ask anyone for permission.
There's no way I'm gonna let that happen. You need to stop anyone from breaking that house down. Or else we won't have a place to live. What do you expect us to do?
It's too late. It's impossible to stop it now. It's all been decided. The construction company has been contracted. I've already paid for everything. I can't just call it all off.
We're the ones who can't stop what we've set in motion. We already told that landlord that we're moving out. They already found new renters. We can't just say that we're not moving anymore.
I don't know anything about that, and I don't care. I just did exactly what Kelly told me to do. I got rid of all my stuff that would get in your way. You guys were the ones that agreed to all that.
Well, I had no idea you were going to rip the whole damn house down. We need to get out by next week. Because of what you decided on your own, our plans went down the drain. What are you going to do?
Who knows? Before you blame anyone else, you should blame yourselves. You have land, so why don't you guys build a house yourselves?
If we could do that, we wouldn't be in such a mess. We have no choice but to move into Kelly's parents' house now. I'm not going to forgive you for what you did, Michelle.
Oh, to Kelly's parents' house. You think they'll let you in?
If we tell them what happened, they will. What are you saying?
I don't think that's possible. Her parents are the ones that are the angriest in this situation.
Huh? Angry? Did you tell her parents about all this?
Of course. They said they are definitely not letting you guys in. Her brother and his wife are also angry. You guys don't have a place there.
Why did you do that? And how did you even get in touch with them? Do you find joy in destroying your brother's relationship?
I have my ways. And what are you even talking about? I did this for the sake of Kelly's parents. I don't care about your or Kelly's future after all of this.
You don't. You just destroyed Kelly's relationship with her parents. So what do you mean when you say that you did this for her parents' sake?
You never cared about Mom. You never took care of her. But you were all interested in the inheritance. And you also wanted to go after my part of it, too. If I didn't let anyone know, Kelly's parents and her brother would be dealing with the same thing. I was trying to stop all that. Oh, now you've gone silent. My predictions were right, so now you have nothing to say? So can I end this conversation now?
Wait a minute. I know what you're saying. I'm apologizing for all the things I did. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah? And? So what if you apologize?
That's not everything, but if you don't tear the house down, I'll let you live with us in it.
Have you been listening to what I said? That house was always going to be mine. You have no right to it at all. How arrogant are you?
But you're giving me that land, right? So whatever's on the land is also mine.
Right. Now the land is also mine, too. You can't decide what to do with it. Only I can.
Single and lonely Michelle will have a tough time from now on. You're going to need people when you grow old. So if you don't tear down the house, I'll be the one to look after you. It's a win-win, isn't it?
Nah, I'm good. I don't need help if it's going to be from you. I'd be better off fending for myself if I ever needed help.
You're going to be extremely lonely. You're just not being honest with yourself.
Please stop talking about me. You're making me sick. I'm really having a hard time considering you family anymore.
Don't say that. In reality, you don't want to tear our parents' house down. It's a good deal. Just accept my plan. If we all live together, you don't have to tear it down. It's nothing but positives.
I'm going to set you straight right now. What's harder than tearing that house down is talking to someone as greedy and heartless as you. Just get out of my life. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You're being so mean. I'm your only brother in the whole wide world. How can you say that to me? You're going to make Mom and Dad sad.
I think they would be sad with the way that you've been acting. Anyway, I already gave you all the money and the land. You've got everything that you wanted. Now do whatever you want with it.
I have no money, so there's nothing I can do. You're just going to abandon your brother like this? Is that what an older sister does?
As your sister, these are my final words to you. Stop relying on your sister and start standing on your own 2 feet. If you have time to talk to me like this, you should be talking to your wife too. Do what is expected of you to do and man up. If you can't even do that, then you shouldn't have a family. Not to mention, you just lost the only family you had left. I went ahead with the plans to tear the house down. Kevin and Kelly had no place to go. Those two relied on moving in with Kelly's parents, but everyone found out about them. They shut them out right away. Luckily for them, Kevin is employed full-time, so they were able to find a house. But before they could save the money to do all that, they stayed wherever they could, including shelters. They relied very heavily on the money that they had gotten from my mom. But they didn't realize how far and how deep they had gone into debt. Their credit scores could only get them into a really cheap place, and they're living on the poverty line. As my last goodwill to them, I bought the land I gave to Kevin off of him. They should be doing better now that they have that money, but their life now has nothing to do with me. With the land, I built an apartment that was geared towards small families. I'm the landlord, so I live off of the rent from the apartment. That land is filled with memories of my parents, but now new families can create new memories on it. I think my parents would be happy to see what I did with their land.